Yes, sir. What's up, guys?
Yes. This DJ will kick the floor in three, two. Yo. On the troll.
Hello and welcome to Mzansi. We're back again. It's that time of the night where we have to deliver as usual. We normally try to deliver as much as we can for you to catch up and also be on par when it comes to this case. And I hope that you appreciate that, and we appreciate you too with your likes, comments, and everything that you contribute in this channel. Thank you very much. Emil, it's a greeting.
Yeah. Hi guys, welcome back to the Mzansi Reality YouTube channel. Thank you so much for joining us yet again. So the much anticipated cross-examination that I was waiting for started today. It started, and I heard a lot of people on the chat saying, or saw a lot of people's comments saying that she's acting dumb. She's acting like she doesn't know. She's acting like she's dumb all of a sudden. That's what happens. That's what happens when you've done too much. So yes, guys, if you are new to the channel, please subscribe. What are you waiting for? Press the subscribe button, and also guys, hit the like button. Help us by pressing that like button, and we can never stop you or stop to remind you that you need to press that like button. It's very important for us. And for those who want to join the membership, there's a join button next to the subscribe button. You are more than welcome to support the Mzansi Reality platform, and share the video as well with people who are just as interested as we are in the case. Hi everyone, welcome. Let's get into it. So there was a delayed start. The recording machine in court had issues. Seemingly it wasn't working. Technicians worked on it, it was checked, and then there was movement to another courtroom. So for people who were wondering why is it so late, that were the technical issues that they were having. For the record, the record speaking for itself was having technical difficulties, and they had to move to another courtroom. So court was back in session, and apparently they took the courtroom next door to the usual courtroom, and Sergeant Batho Mogola was who arrested accused number 1, Moses Bia, and was also involved in some of the investigations pertaining to accused number 2, Bongani Ntanzi, was back on the stand, and she was expected to conclude her evidence in chief this morning, and thereafter cross-examination was going to start. Now, one thing I have to say that I noticed, that accused number 1 was no longer writing today. I hope nothing happened. I hope his pen and paper were not taken away, honey. I'm just hoping that, they didn't do that. That would be unfair. But Advocate George Baloyi started off by sort of continuing where he left off yesterday with the examination in chief, and he said, you put on the record that Sergeant Mogane booked out accused number 1 to go to court. Tell us about the booking back. And Mogola said Monday on the 8th of June 2020 he was booked back into the cells, and he was received correctly. There's an entry that the suspect did not have entries. And Baloyi said on the 19th of June 2020, where you personally booked accused number 1 in the cells, you said you then went to the office and Brigadier Kininda called you to say that there's an investigation that must be done in Phokeng. You can continue from there. And Mogola said we left for Phokeng in the northwest, and she was with Brigadier Kininda at about 1900 hours. Kininda said Sergeant Mogane and Sergeant Mapena had already left, and they got to Phokeng and found them and accused number 2 there. Brigadier Kininda arranged that a vehicle from Phokeng police station should accompany them to where accused number 2 was residing. And she said, we were accompanied by 2 police officers from Phokeng police station. We arrived at the address where accused number 2 was residing. He indicated to Mabena and Mogane where they can get a key. As far as she could remember, the key was taken from his pocket, accused number 2's pocket. And the door was then opened, and they gained entry entry. It was one room. Sergeant Mogale asked accused number 2 about the item that they were looking for, which was a hoodie, sweater or jacket, which he said he was wearing. And Baloyi stopped her before she could continue. And she said, you were looking for a hoodie. Yeah. Now, is it telling the court that the accused or what the accused said is hearsay? This is a part I don't understand. Does it fall under hearsay when you say the accused said 1, 2, 3, 4, 5?
Yeah, but the accused is also there to debunk your theory.
Why was Baloyi stopping her from speaking?
It is counting as that, but now the only difference is that you can put the certain version as much as you would like to, because the accused is still going to have his time of trying to debunk if they need to debunk you. It was maybe going to go deeper to such an extent that maybe she was going to reveal certain things that might also put her in problems, because the accused is there. The accused is also going to be raising hands and also adding. It is not good if you are going to create a story with someone who's around and has a chance to actually add more or even debunk your story right there and there.
Well, he indicated to Mogale where to look for the item. He pointed to a wardrobe and told Mogale to check inside the wardrobe. Now, when Mogale was busy checking inside the wardrobe, he found a black plastic bag which contained rifle ammunition. Ntanzi was spotted by the shady cameraman laughing. Okay. And I was like, okay, shady cameraman. I love them cameramen from the SABC. They know exactly where to go at what moment. Well, he then confronted accused number 2 and asked him if he had any license for such ammunition. And Baloyi said, could accused number 2 produce any license? And Mogola said he couldn't produce any license. That was after he warned him of his constitutional rights. He then placed accused number 2 under arrest for possession of unlicensed ammunition. He further asked him about the items, if he had knowledge that they were in the house. And Baloyi asked, you said you were searching for a hoodie. What was the outcome of the search regarding this item? And Mogola said the item was not found. He said it was either at work or at his home in Nongoma. Now the shady cameraman then spotted Ntanzi again. This time he was shaking his head from left to right. These people were too cooperative, okay, when they were getting arrested, okay. It's almost unbelievable how everything just fell into the lap of these police officers. It's amazing, you know. And then she said we left to the police station in Phokeng where a docket was opened. And Baloyi asked, when he said his hoodie was at work or home, did he say so voluntarily? And Mogola said, that's correct, my lord. He said that freely and voluntarily, out of his own free will, his sober senses. Every time she says this, she cracks me up. His sober senses. Without any undue influence. Every time she says this, she cracks me up. And another thing, when she includes in his sober senses, did she have a breathalyzer to test whether he was inebriated with alcohol or any other tests to prove that there were not any type of illegal substances in his system? I feel like some things should be left alone. To say that he was in his sober senses is something that you don't have proof of. Okay.
Yes.
So just leave it alone. Just say freely and voluntarily and move on. But
In your view.
she likes to add this long statement, and I'm like, I find it very weird. She wants it to be on the record.
My lord.
Well, Baloyi then said, were there any similar items seen in the wardrobe? And Mogola said, yes, my lord. There were a couple of hoodie jackets seen inside the wardrobe. He also requested to take one of the hoodies, which was gray in color. Yeah, Shem Ntanzi in this mess because he preferred to wear hoodies. Yeah. It's so sad. He's all in this shebang bang mess because he likes wearing hoodies. And it was emphasized because she said, if I am not mistaken, he was wearing a red hoodie jacket as well. Thereafter, a case docket was registered at Pukeng police station. And she says that they left with Brigadier Gininda. In what car, if I may ask? In my opinion, I'm just asking, what car were you guys using? It would be interesting to know. And then they left for Johannesburg. She said, I left with Brigadier Gininda, Mohani Mabena, and accused number 2. They went to detain him, but I was not there when he was detained. So she said that herself and Brigadier Gininda left after 12 o'clock. And Baloyi asked, is there anything else you want to describe about accused number 2? And Mogola said that there's nothing, my lord. And Baloyi asked, yesterday you made a reference to the vehicle you were using when accused number 1 was arrested. Do you remember the Golf 7 registration number? And Mogola said she doesn't remember the Golf 7 that she was driving at the time. She doesn't remember the registration number. She never stored it anywhere. She doesn't remember.
Obvious.
She can't get access to the registration number.
What was she trying to read from?
Itself?
She tried to read from Jacobus.
Oh yes, she said she had
And
a
she was
document. She said she had a document. It's an affidavit by Michael Jacobus Dupree from C-Track. That's the guy who was giving us the AVL. Okay, who's gonna come back apparently Thursday, but I don't see that happening.
We already kind of feel that this guy is working with. Why did you need to make an affidavit on this car?
Why? Because it didn't have a AVL tracker. So why must he make an affidavit for you? It's very interesting. It didn't have an AVL. I mean, he's supposed to make affidavits for cars that he installed, which is a tender he got to install the AVL.
But the state. No AVL, no nothing.
Kumnandi kwa SAPS.
Shangama Golf 7, Golf 6.
Ah, of course. With no AVLs. So if it should happen that no AVL.
No track.
What qualifies you to move around with a car that has no AVL in the SAPS for my family members who are part of the SAPS? I would like to know what position or what special treatment, who qualifies for a car with no tracker over there. So Baloyi then asked, was it fitted with a tracker? And Mogola said, I thought it was fitted with AVL, but it was not. She thought that it was fitted, but it was not.
And conveniently, it was not.
How convenient. In my head, I'm like, Sikebekwa. In my head, not in real life.
Allegedly. Because now it's outside, you're saying it.
In my head, I'm like, yeah. How come you didn't know? I doubt that. I am skeptical. But someone came to their defense on the channel. Remember last week there was someone who was telling us that there are some cars that actually can not have AVL in the SAPS.
I did say that.
You also said it. You backed them up as well. So, yeah. Baloyi handed up the AVL records of the car that she says she had no AVL installed in. So there's a document that Advocate Baloyi handed up. Okay. And I'm wondering, what is this AVL document? And he's calling it AVL records. And I'm perplexed because she said that it did not have a AVL. So what records are these?
In all honesty, this does not shower this SAPS with anything. We can only credit them for messing up 375 while this is happening. And this is my view, obviously. they are trembling on it. It just messes things up. It's messy and takes away from 375. Takes away from the momentum that it could gain. It is just a mess. And if you listen to some of the answers that they give, claiming that they didn't know that these people were actually wanted for Senzo Meyiwa's case, and then you go on and answer as to say that you couldn't have done that because that would amount to defeating the ends of justice. You couldn't have done that because that would amount to defeating the end. Yes, it would. But did you know when you were calling initially? So are you saying that you didn't call Ntanzi because you knew about the case of Senzo? You knew that he was implicated on the case of Senzo, or you didn't call Ntanzi because you saw no need to call Ntanzi and serve him with summons?
All very pertinent, important questions.
That's what confuses me. And I think Mngomezulu still has time. The question is, how did you move from the so-called, since we have since realized that there is no hostel called Vusu, is it Vusumuzi what? Hostel. How did you move then from questioning about the case at hand that you were dealing with, that by the way you don't have the merits of, and now started talking about Senzo's case? How did that conversation happen? Did this person say, oh, okay, in any case, by the way, I have information about Senzo's case. What happened?
Baloyi asked her about the Toyota Fortuner and if there was any other vehicles that were allocated except for the vehicle and the Toyota Fortuner. And Mogola said that there was a VW Kumbi, a Golf 6 and a Golf 7, a white Golf 7, and no white BMW. Who was being transported with
many
or
Golf
driving each
7s.
car?
You can imagine what happens. One Golf 6 tends to be a wild Golf 7. One BMW can tend to be a white Golf 7, because you won't be getting an AVL for that. AVL for that, definitely. Maybe one of those cars that are conveniently not fitted with AVL.
Now, asked if she remembers whether they were fitted with a tracking device, and Mogola said she doesn't know. Baloyi said on the 6th of November 2023, regarding the events of the 17th of June 2020, Mngomezulu said to Sergeant Mohani, the police in the boardroom were Gininda Mogola Butelezi, Bongani from intelligence, and another person with braces. Mogola said those are lies because she remembers when she was in Pretoria North. First of all, she says, I came alone and found Sergeant Mohani and Sergeant Mabena and accused number 2. So there was no one else in that boardroom. Why does it matter if Brigadier Gininda was there or not, or if is he not the investigating officer of this case? Why does accused number 2 say he was there and all of the police officers that were in the vicinity are fighting and saying that he was not there? Even Mohani did the same thing. He became all aggro and like defensive to take out Brigadier
the line of
Gininda
question
out
here.
of that boardroom.
The line of question here would be to start by laying the basis to say that how far would you be willing to defend Brigadier Gininda in general? And the answer would be, as a colleague, would you defend Brigadier Gininda or hide information with regards to Brigadier Gininda if you feel that it will implicate Brigadier Gininda in a certain way? And then the answer will probably, and most probably, will be no. as an officer, I'm mandated. I'm obliged to do 1, 2, 3. Then the next question would be, you are saying, let me demonstrate how we feel that you are doing that, exactly that you're saying that you wouldn't be doing. Let me demonstrate. You are saying you were called by Mogane. And who?
And Mogane and Mabena.
And Mabena to come because there was There was that investigation. They took the accused number 1, right? Or
yes,
accused number 2
number
for
1.
investigation.
Yes.
And you came there, they were already done. Meaning that you were not in position of seeing what could have transpired before you came. But in your submission, with no fear or favor, you are just saying this man was not there. Completely ruling him out, even in a process when they were being questioned, when accused number 1 was being questioned.
Because I'm wondering, I'm like, what rule could he have broken by being in that boardroom?
So even though you were not there from the start, you are saying with bold chest that this is a lie. Don't you think that could be interpreted as you are protecting your colleague?
That would be interesting. The answer to that question. Well, Baloy then said further the police officers were outside the boardroom. Mogola said, I didn't see other police officers. It could have been the SAPS from there because they were at a police station. She says, when I arrived, I did not see police officers outside. Baloy read the record of cross-examination done by Mngomezulu on the 6th of November 2023. It was put to Mogane that my instructions further is that it was an interview relating to the death of Senzo Meyiwa. That is when Brigadier Gininda instructed accused number 2 to strip off his clothes so that he can confirm.
And this is where she gets to defend without being present.
Mogola said that is not the truth. Something of this nature did not happen. So, my lord, I submit that that is a lie.
Do you remember what she said yesterday? When she came, she was briefed because this investigation was done. Do you remember that?
Yes.
She was briefed by Mogane.
Baloy then said Mngomezulu also said Tanzi got a call from a 012 number a week before his arrest offering employment and said that she was Sergeant Mogola over the phone. And Mogola said, my lord, I don't know anything about a telephone call. I never called the accused. And what would be the reason for me to call accused number 2? Then how did they find him initially before they arrested him for the first time? That is a question I have. It would be interesting to find out from Mogola how they managed to track down accused number 2.
It was because they did not initially work with the police around the area where accused number 2 was.
No.
They started working with the police when they needed an alibi.
Yes.
And this is my own thinking. This is my own assumption. That's what these police were used for.
Yeah. Basically.
Conveniently finding ammunition, which is common cause between the two.
Baloy then said it was further put to Sergeant Mogane that this person who introduced herself as Sergeant Mogola further informed accused number 2 that they were looking for you and they wanted the address where he resided. And she further mentioned that accused number 2 is wanted for the death of Mr. Senzo Meyiwa. And what is important about his evidence is that after such allegations were made telephonically, accused number 2 gave Sergeant Mogola the address where he resided sides, and that is the first time that he denied his involvement in the death of Senzo Meyiwa. Mogola said, "My lord, this is a lie. How can you call a suspected person, my lord?"
This is where it gets interesting. She, on the other side, is claiming not to know that this man was actually wanted for Senzo Meyiwa's case. But she's answering as if she had prior information. Did you have that information that this accused is wanted for such thing?
Senzo Meyiwa's case.
Did you have that information? And if you did, then that is a motive for you to fabricate the issue of ammunition so that you can get these people and apprehend them. And as we are since realizing that all these cases that you and the SAPS are claiming that these people had, they were never on an occurrence book when you were booking them out.
No.
You were booking them out under the cases of ammunition. You were booking them out under the case of Senzo Meyiwa. So you wanted something. You had a motive to go and arrest that person, come hell or high water.
She said, "My lord, in a case of such nature." She kept saying, my lord, 1,000 times. Yo. And such a nature and a question. My lord, in a case of such a nature and question, I question him, my lord. I believe I would have been charged for defeating the ends of justice because he would have ran. He would have been sitting. He wouldn't have been sitting where he's seated at this present moment.
No, he wouldn't have ran because the man, he knew that if you were talking about Senzo, he was clean.
Yes.
Why would you run?
Why would you run if you're not guilty?
We are here today defending the very same argument that this man is saying that he had nothing to do with Senzo. Why would he feel the need to run?
Now, for me, it was like Mogane was now telling on herself. Because remember, guys, when I told you that it could have been a psychological game to call Ntanzi in advance to have him run so that he looks more guilty. They were looking for a movie, a blockbuster of some sort, so that the public perception perhaps is swayed, or better yet, so that bail conditions become
even harder. Because you ran away, in a sense, you are admitting that you were guilty.
It seems as though bail, the intention was for them to never get out. That's what it's starting to give. Listening to her put it like that, it really got me in a place where I'm like, y'all really didn't want to let them go, didn't you? Then Mogola denied that Ntanzi gave her his address on a call and denied involvement in the killing of Senzo Meyiwa. It'd be interesting to find out how you got hold of him. First of all, that he's now based in Rustenburg, and second of all, his address. I would like to know that. I'd like to know how you got access to him. So Baloyi then said, yesterday you commented on allegations that accused number 2 was assaulted on 2 occasions. Has there been any charges laid against you that he was assaulted in your presence and that you did not take any action? And repeating the police to the police, reporting the police to the police question again that Baloyi likes to bring up. Reporting. Then Mogola said, as far as I know,
I think
there are no
Mngomezulu should
charges
also
laid
create
against
his
me.
own line of questioning to debunk such questioning. That was created by the judge, by the way.
Yeah, it was created
Now,
by him.
Mngomezulu should say,
Now Baloyi is holding on to
on the basis that you can walk around, choose the police stations that you are going to detain these people at. Anytime you can move to Albertine, you can move
Primrose.
to Jibkloof, you can move to anything. Would you say that the cold case unit has more power
than the ordinary
than the
police
ordinary
officers
police
at the
officer who
police
must
stations?
follow the protocol would you say that you guys have more power? And if she says yes, then would you then disagree with us as the defense if we come and say that because of your power, it became difficult for these accused to report you?
Yes. That is a question Mngomezulu needs to add to debunk this craziness, this madness. That
was created by the judge.
Created by the judge. How can we forget?
For continuously keeping on asking this question.
Oh.
Then Maloi, like a good student,
took notes.
Embedded that question there.
And practiced. And now that question is brought up every time, all the
and
time.
Every
and
time
like,
it's brought up, the judge is writing because it's his question. Excited that this guy is learning from me.
Advocate Mngomezulu started the cross-examination. Now he said, ma'am, it is your evidence that you joined the SAPS in 2005. And Mogole said, that's correct. 2007, you completed your training. And Mogole said, that's correct. And you were working at Katlehong. Mogole said, that's correct. Up to 2013, where you were promoted to provincial office. From 2007 and 2013, where were you staying? And Mogole said she can't answer that. She doesn't want to reveal the physical address. That's what Mngomezulu was saying. She doesn't want him to reveal the physical address of where she was residing within the area and where she was employed. But Baloyi stood to object, saying that it might compromise her safety. I'm like, what?
These are powerful people, man.
I'm like, what?
These are people who move with gold servants.
I don't see how also it can compromise her safety unless if she's still living there. Because if she's still living there, then we have a bigger problem in our hands. Don't we?
We do. And I doubt she still lives there.
Yes, I also doubt it. But then why not share that you lived in that area? That's like 2007 to 2013. That's a long time ago. How is that going to compromise your safety?
Well, the judge and Baloyi.
Well, the judge agreed with Baloyi, which is like, wow. How is that going to compromise your safety? Make it make sense.
And you're supposed to protect us. What do you fear?
What do you fear?
From where we stand, we fear.
Yes.
We fear the people that are supposed to protect us these days.
Yes.
We fear from where we stand. But what do you have to fear?
Well, the judge gave an excuse to say that Mohani deals with intelligence matters too, and that this witness works with cold cases. I don't see how that has to do, what that has to do with her sharing an address that she used to live at.
She used to work with the taxi industry. She survived that.
She survived that. She's still here. So I don't understand. Well, Mngomezulu said, are you familiar with the area of Katlehong? Well, he actually withdrew the question and asked, are you familiar with the area of Katlehong? And those areas close to it, like Alberton, Vosloorus, Germiston. And Mogole said, that's correct. Well, Mngomezulu asked, can you assist the court with that knowledge? Say, for instance, if you're driving from N12, joining N3, and you're driving to Katlehong, which off-ramp are you using? And Mogole said, I think it's Heidelberg Road, which is R554. When entering that area. Mngomezulu then asked, when you off-ramp in Heidelberg Road, is it correct that there's a steel plant as you drive after you've off-ramped approaching Heidelberg Road? And Mogole said she doesn't know of a steel plant. Then Mngomezulu asked, do you know of Score Metals? And Mogole said, yes, my lord, I know of Score Metals. She said, you pass by a stadium before you pass by Score Metals. Mngomezulu then said he understood how she put it, but there's another route that you can use.
Basically, they were speaking from the point of exiting N12.
Yes.
And then she was speaking from the point of, I think, entering.
Yes.
And on purpose.
Yes. And she didn't want to acknowledge the steel place, the steel tanks, until they mentioned the company name, Score Metals, which I found very interesting. But then Mngomezulu said, but the one where my question or my line of questioning is based is when you off ramp from N3 intending to go to Alberton, you off ramp and join Heidelberg Road. Am I wrong in saying that there's a plant called Score Metals on the left-hand side? And Mogola said, my lord, can we rather use my way, because I understand that way. When you come from Hunters Field, because the council is mentioning Alberton, and if you are off-ramping at Heidelberg Road, my lord, if you were to go to Alberton, you have to take a right turn. So if he is mentioning Alberton, I'm getting confused. I was like, she's getting confused.
Because when we are entering N12, those areas, maybe you look at them from the distance. Do you understand? Mm-hmm. But if you are exiting, then you are in touch with those areas. So she didn't want to be in touch with those areas.
She was avoiding. It was a duck and dive. She said, I think, my lord, it's easier if we take it from Katlehong as if we are going to Germiston, implying that the other route was complicated for her. A person who's worked, possibly resided in that area since 2007. Let that sink in. So based on how she answered this question alone, in my opinion, she's lying. Okay. In my opinion. Okay. Acting like what Mngomezulu is talking about doesn't exist. Well, Mngomezulu tried to simplify it for her by saying that she passed by Grey Avenue, and she said that she's not sure if Grey Avenue comes before or after, or if it's the first or second, my lord, stating, I don't want to confuse myself.
Convenient confusion.
Confusion. Akafuna ukuphendula. She doesn't want to answer. Okay? So, if a need arises, I will assist you with the AVL, said Mngomezulu. But according to the AVL, the first off-ramp after N3 is Grey Avenue, which is followed by Heidelberg Road. And Mogola said, I hear you, my lord. Once she says, I hear you. Hi.
My lord.
She also said, and it has been placed on record by Sergeant Mogani. Okay, this is Advocate Mngomezulu saying that it has been placed on record by Sergeant Mogani that after he has off-ramped from N3, he joined Grey Avenue, and there's an engine garage on the right-hand side. Do you know that garage at Grey Avenue? And Mogola said, I think there is. I think there is an engine garage along the N3. And Mngomezulu said, when you are driving from Alberton using Heidelberg Road before the entrance to Katlehong, there's another engine garage. Do you agree? And Mogola said, under the bridge, there's another engine garage. And Mogola said she knows the engine garage from N3 towards Heidelberg Road, and that there's a small location called Rodekop. And Mngomezulu said on Heidelberg Road towards Alberton City, there is a BP garage. And Mogola confirmed that there is.
Eventually,
said,
after fighting it.
Yeah, after resisting, she eventually caved in. And she said, with due respect, my lord, I don't know if the council is trying to confuse me with garages, because now you're mentioning BP engine BP. Playing dumb. But why though? Why is she playing dumb? Why is she acting like? Why? Mngomezulu then said, before you get to the BP garage, there's a robot next to it. There's a dumping site. And Baloyi stood to object, saying, according to the evidence, there is no dumping site according to the AVL. The AVL will never locate a dumping site.
No, because it was following a car, which it might actually.
Why would an AVL... Diamond Baloyi.
At least Mngomezulu stood strong there. Can you imagine if
Hayi,
this was
basuka.
Umalo, for example?
Hayi, basuka. Oh my God. Okay. Mngomezulu then said we will receive a report that will demonstrate that. Well, the judge asked if he has received such a report, asking Mngomezulu where he gets his information from. From Google Maps, Batho. Pictures in 3D are available on Google Maps. Hey, Batho Mbamudimo. And if the report is not yet received, said the judge, from Dupree, where do you
getting
get
that?
information from where you speak with such certainty?
That is finger
bothers him.
licking good.
It bothers him that he's speaking with so much certainty. The AVL will demonstrate because you are putting it as a fact. It is a fact. Use your phone. Go to the Google and look at the pictures of the area. It's that simple. Why are you fighting? Are you the prosecutor again? Mngomezulu then said, my lord, I'm putting it as a fact, and it will remain a fact because, as I've indicated, that I cannot be a witness in the description of the place, but it would be a fact that will be discovered with the report of the expert. That place exists. Let me just put it to you, turning over to Miss Mogola, and say there is a dumping site on the right-hand side as we approach Heidelberg. There is such a dumping place. And Mogola said, I hear you, my lord. Once she says, I hear you, my lord.
Oh, I hear you, my lord.
Once she says, I hear you, my lord, Mamfundisi. Mngomezulu then said, I just want to establish, my lord, the area so that the court will have a proper picture of what is happening around the area. Ma'am, have you driven a motor vehicle from Dunedu to Alberton using Grey Avenue? And Mogola said, no, my lord. Have you been to Engine Garage at Grey Avenue? And Mogola said, I'm not sure if the engine garage is at Grey Avenue, but there is an engine garage when you drive along N3 before you get to R554. And yes, my lord, I have been to that engine garage. And there is also a Wimpy where I once sat and had breakfast.
Conveniently.
Why did it take so long?
It must have a wimpy. Is it the same garage that they bought food
Yes. The same garage.
Collaborating
that
the story now.
They are backing up the wimpy situation, and we don't care about that.
No, we're not there.
The question I have is, why are you ducking and diving? Why are you not acknowledging the engine garage? You are acknowledging it after you are cornered. Why? Okay, that is what is bothering me right now. So also there was a time prior to 2020 where she says I got stuck with a motor vehicle at the very same garage, my lord. You've got incidences. You've got a relationship with this garage, but you didn't want to acknowledge it. You are acting funny. This is funny behavior. And Mogola confirmed that there is a robot also at that garage. Mngomezulu then said, according to the AVL, it also confirms Collins Street. I'm putting it to you that the street where you turn right to that garage is Collins Street. And Mogola said, I don't agree because I don't know if there is such a street called Collin.
He knows the robot, but not the street on that robot.
Remember, this person lived around that area, or rather worked in that area, and possibly may have lived in that area for quite some time. Okay. Let that sink in. So the judge said, Mr. Mngomezulu, what are you trying to establish? The dumping site. Mngomezulu said, no,
I enjoy that part because don't show your cards to your enemies.
No, my lord, because now we are talking for the past 15 minutes. This is a judge complaining.
It's none of your business. Your job is to glue that ass down and listen. That's your job.
Ari, for the past 15 minutes, they're talking about roads. Something must happen somewhere there. And Mngomezulu is like, my lord, may I indicate this? According to the witness of the state, I got this opportunity with the witness because she is familiar with Katlehong. The judge says, but she says she is not sure if there's a dumping place.
She's also not sure about the steel.
The steel tax. That's what I thought the crux of your examination is. She is not sure.
You don't think, Judge. Don't think. It's not time for you to think right now. When you have to think, you write your judgments beforehand, before people argue. Just don't think.
Just sit and listen.
We have since realized
How's
that
about
you do not think, you just write what you want to write. Don't think. Let us, the court of public opinion, enjoy this part, and then you'll go write your judgment the way you want to write it. If it's there, good for you. Your
We
job
the
is cut out.
people want to enjoy a cross-examination with no interference from the judge. Those who are with me say aye. Aye. We want to enjoy a cross-examination with no interference from the judge. That deserves a poll, okay, that people can vote on. Well, the crux will be relevant to what is contained in the AVL. And the judge said, yeah, fine. Mngomezulu said there is no other witness that can confirm the geographical position of that area other than this witness. And the judge said, and what about the AVL? And Mngomezulu said the AVL will then, before he could finish, the judge said she can't confirm the AVL. The AVL confirms her evidence because she is saying she's not aware of a dumping site. Logically, it must be so. Mngomezulu said, I've put it to her that there is a dumping site and AVL will come and prove that. Now I am moving to areas that are mentioned in the AVL, and the previous witness, Mr. Mogane, has given evidence relating to Collins Street and other streets that are relating to that area. And the judge said, okay, fine, continue, sir. He refuses. He refuses to stop interfering. He can't hold himself. Like, he cannot. He can't. It's some sort of a disease that he has. It's some superior complex. I don't know. He can't help himself. So Mngomezulu went to the AVL report showing Mogola all the streets that are surrounding that engine garage. And Mogola said, my lord, I hear you. The judge kind of looked annoyed. I don't know if you guys noticed. He looked annoyed. Then Mngomezulu said he was placing it on record so that everyone is clear what he is talking about.
He was basically creating his own map using the person who has the knowledge of the area.
Now he said he will entertain the gist of the cross-examination. Mngomezulu asked on the 30th of May 2020, you were in Tembisa, and Mogola said yes. According to your evidence, you were allocated the docket by Brigadier Gininda, and Mogola said yes. When Gininda allocated the docket, it was December of 2019. Today, Mogola disagreed and said, no, my lord, it was November of 2019. And I'm like, hi, Bo, didn't you say December of 2019 yesterday? Mngomezulu then said, was it the first time you receiving this? And she said, yes, it was the first time. And Mogola said it was the first time she familiarized herself with that docket, and she had the docket with her today in court. And Mngomezulu said, what is the date of the alleged offense? And Mogola said it was the 19th of March 2019. So all the time you were never allocated it. And Mogola said yes, she was not. Mngomezulu then said, was it ever taken for a decision to the senior public prosecutor? And Mogola said it was taken by her for a decision. Mngomezulu said, did it fall under cold cases? And Mogola said, that's correct. It was unsolved when she received it. They didn't say did it fall under unsolved cases. They said cold cases. cold, not unsolved. Those are different cases. So Mngomezulu then asked, was it the only docket allocated to you which fell under cold cases in that month of November? And Mogola said, my lord, I cannot remember if it was the only docket. But what I remember is that I have other dockets which I have investigated and are currently in court for trial. She's not answering the question. Mngomezulu then says, so when you took the matter to the SPP, that's the senior public prosecutor, was there any suspect that was arrested prior to you taking that docket? And Mogola said, yes, there was information that a suspect was arrested. March 2019. Then Mngomezulu said, what happened? Mogola said he was taken to court, but it was placed on a court roll, due to the fact that the illegal substances found in his possession had never been analyzed at the forensic center. So my question is, when she took this case, had they been analyzed? And what were the results?
So the guy was released because of that?
Yes. They do release you if they have not been tested. I remember Xolani talked about it in the podcast with DJ Spoo, that there's a pending, but by the park, they park them illegal substances. That's why it's so difficult to arrest the dealers and stuff. It's because they have to go and be tested. I don't know, but we need an adjustment on that law. It's not making sense. It doesn't make sense. So Mngomezulu then said, do you know if there were any summons that were served to the suspects that was not on the roll? And Mogola said that there were summons served for the suspect. Mngomezulu asked, I just want to establish the legitimacy of the J50. Where does it come from? Was it issued? And Mogola said it was issued because she requested the court to take a decision. And also she says that she laid the basis for the application for that J50 to be authorized. Mr. Anonymous, I don't know if you know, like what do you use a J50 for? Guys, I am asking. I don't want to misinform, mislead, misinterpret. J50, what is it for? Because I'm sensing that J50 is like a final means to get the person arrested or something. Is there, because he was speaking of summons. Was he summoned? Why was there need to issue a J50? What's a J50, guys? I would like clarity on what a J50 really is. So after the long adjournment, Mngomezulu, still on the docket of 21703 of 2019, you said the name of the accused is, and Mogola said Moses B. The address in the docket, what address was given? And Mogola said 1818 Vusimuzi section. When the matter was not placed on the roll, you said you brought an application. Can you tell us the nature of your application? How did you bring the application? And Mogola said, I made a statement for a decision to be taken on the matter, and I also indicated in my statement that accused number 1 could not be found. Now, the question is, how did you link him to this case? It's a question that we, the people, have. How did you move from, okay, this suspect who was found in possession of these substances, the case is not placed on the roll, and then gidli you go and you say it's in Tanzi.
So J50 is a warrant of arrest.
It's a warrant
Form.
of arrest.
Yes.
Form. So they issued a warrant of arrest before they could give him an opportunity to come and speak for himself, because that's the purpose of summons, right? You have to be summoned first before an issue of arrest. You hear Batho, kind of how do things work in South Africa? Look, simple things are confusing us. How do you issue a warrant of arrest for somebody you haven't even questioned yet? You haven't even called to the police station to come and answer. That
is the power that must be demonstrated, because then the magistrate court for the district must sign for this, and then there must be a complainant and then a respondent. Understand, on this form. And then this form goes on to say all the members of South African Police Service, and then the attached protection order was okay. This is a long story of it basically, but there must be a signature of the magistrate.
Without, okay, I'm gonna give an example. Here I am chilling. Okay, I don't know I have a case against me.
Then there's J50.
And then they come with a J50. What is that?
The car phela manje lapho. Sizobheka ihood endala ke lapho. When that happens, well, you are now you have to look for a hoodie that you were wearing in 2017.
No, I need a lawyer under such circumstances. And then
then
when you resist, chisampama.
Then if you need
Walampama.
a lawyer, phela angithi naku umji yakho is gonna be there.
Welele.
You know.
Ungazi nokuthi uqhamukaphi. You don't know where this mjiyako is coming from. You don't know who he's representing, you or the people that are holding you captive.
Then mjiyako is gonna be there.
Who called him? Who called him for this business opportunity?
For free. In fact, mjiyako is gonna be there for free.
For free. I don't think he was there for free. Somebody paid him. What lawyer works for free from a private law firm?
Pro bono.
No way, I refuse to believe that, because Ntanzi would have been told that this is pro bono. And there would have been some kind of forms, right, to indicate that this is pro bono. Somebody paid him Giaco. Who is that? Yeah, it doesn't work for free. So when was it? After November 2019 or before? And Mogola said, I made the application in December of 2019. Mogola said the affidavit is attached to the docket. Did you visit this address prior to making the application? Did you verify whether accused number 1 was still residing in the same address? And Mogola said the address was visited by her colleague. So she sends people a lot, doesn't she? She delegates, madam. Madam sends people a lot.
Yeah, give madams.
And he gave me feedback. That's what she said. Now, Mngomezulu asked, do you have the return of service of summons? And Mogola said, I did mention earlier that I did not have any summons. However, my colleague went to check if the suspect was staying in the same address. And also, my lord, I had discovered, my lord, that accused number 1 gave the police a false address. Problem started. Mngomezulu, on the 30th of May 2020, when you found accused number 1 in the company of 2 other gentlemen, you went to his place where he resides. Do you know the address of that RDP house with shacks? And Mogola said, that's correct, my lord. It's 818 Vusumusi section. Earlier, she gave the correct address of 1818. And now, I'm like, she's changing the address to 818 Vusumuzi section. I'm like, hey, Bana. She said she's holding a docket, right? And she was saying earlier, just a few moments ago, she said 818. And now she's changing it to, she said 1818. And now she's changing it to 818. And I was so caught off guard by that. So Mngomezulu said, I'm putting it to you that you are putting the wrong address. It's 1818, the same address that reflects in the docket. Mogola still insisted that it's 818. Accused number 1 raised his hand to consult with Mngomezulu. And after Mngomezulu came back, he said, you are misleading the court. The address accused number 1 was staying at is 1818. The same address that he used when he was arrested for allegations of dealing in illegal substances. And we found out that it's Daha.
When 1818 1818. All right. So what do we do? Tinage, who've got time in their hands,
What did you do? What did you do?
we say Vusumuzi section and then house number 1818. Then you see the house is there. It's 1616. It's like it goes in thousand basically.
Okay.
I didn't see.
Aguna hundreds.
I didn't see hundreds.
I work on my hundreds. Aguna my
I didn't see
818.
hundreds. They might be there, but I didn't see 100.
Now here's the trick here. Because if that is the case, then Mogole, we tate PE 818. Because you are the one who's saying that
It's gonna
that
claim
is
it's
the
a typo.
address.
It's a typo.
That is the address that you saw. At some point, she said she saw it. She
Yes,
saw it.
yes. She's, even Mngomezulu was trying to say maybe this is a typo. I know.
She refuses. She says, I was there. I saw it. It's 818. Yane?
Twist small things.
Then Mogole said the address was written on the house on the wall. It was 818, not 1818 in Tembisa. Mngomezulu referred the witness to the copy of the charge sheet, and Mogole reading from the charge sheet, the address says 1818 Vusumuzi Squatter Camp, accused resides with Uncle Tuli. End quote. Mngomezulu said, who gave this information to the court? And Mogole said it was accused number 1. Can you see there's no reason for accused number 1 to mislead the court about the address? And Mogane still said, I still reiterate that the address that I visited on that day with accused number 1, it was 818 Vusumuzi section. You know, it would make sense if you were to say that he gave you the address of 818, but he gave you the correct address of 1818, and you decided to capture 818, right? So whose fault is that? That's not accused number 1's fault. So they're trying to justify this J50 without the issuing of summons.
Yeah, Vusumuzi section, Tembisa, 1632.
1632.
Yes.
So all of them are in their thousands. 16, it's 4 digits. Ayikho 83 digits. Mhlawumbe simhawukele. Mhlawumbe ukhuluma iqiniso. Mhlawumbe there's no shenanigans. Mhlawumbe she's an honest woman of God, Mamuruti, Mamfundisi. Let's give her the benefit. Ayikho 80 hundreds. 759. Nix.
I don't see it.
Hi, you are on your own, Mogole. Mngomezulu said, it's your evidence that you never visited that address before. It was visited by your colleague, Mr. Mabena, and you brought an application with the information that you got from Mr. Mabena. Is that not so? And Mogole said, that's correct, my lord. As I am saying, that's also why I went to the address in Tembisa. It was not 1818. Maybe she went to the wrong house. But the way she's insisting, she's not helping herself.
No, you can't make a mistake of 1818.
She's not helping herself. And how come you are taking an address from the house and not asking the person residing there? Because you could be taking a wrong address. What if I decided to write 818? What if the weather conditions took away the 1 at the beginning? You know? What if I have children and they decided to scrub off the... Why are you taking an address from the house? Why are you not asking people that live there? That is so strange.
You see, a mistake is saying 162.
Who?
You know? But 818, that shows that something has been removed there, tampered with.
And also another thing to note, if she's defending 818 so much, then why would they not defend the allegations against them that they were beating up the accused? A simple mistake. She's defending it like it's a fact, it's the truth. She's defending it. She's willing to go down for 1 digit that was mistakenly lost.
Was it mistakenly lost?
We don't know, because apparently they tried to not issue summons. They just decided
Because
warrant
they want
of
to
arrest.
claim they issued summons to wrong address because this guy gave them wrong address.
Yes, that's what they're trying to say. While he did not do such a thing, according to the record is speaking for itself now before you, and you are still denying. Well, so that application that you brought to court was brought on hearsay evidence from Mr. Mabena. And Mogola said that's correct. However, I still say I did visit the address, which is 818 Vusmuzi section Tembisa. No, my darling, you visited a wrong house. Okay? Let us just... No.
Let us agree to disagree.
Agree to disagree.
Guys, please like the video. Just a reminder, please like the video and subscribe if you're not subscribed.
Well, accused number one raised his hand, and Mngomezulu said, I put it to you that the issued J50 was irregularly obtained. Mogola said, I don't agree. As a result, accused number one was irregularly detained. And Mogola said, accused number one took me to 818 Vusimosi section. Now he took her. She didn't go and see by the house. Now she was taken by accused number one, and she was taken by accused number one to 818. See how hard she's fighting to justify this 818 address. So did Mabena to 818 and found the accused not to be staying there, and also the application was made to trace the suspect, and he was untraceable. So this may have been, in my opinion, done on purpose to reduce his chances of getting bail or being released quicker. With accused number two, they also warned him and asked him for his address in advance before they showed up, according to accused number two's version. So it seems like there was a plan here to not have them detained and then released. No. So Mngomezulu said it's a pity Mr. Mabena cannot come and confirm that. Now, the probing on the address was because they had said that accused number one gave them a wrong address.
From what we're getting, Mabena was with them. So Mabena would have said these things also.
Yeah.
So that's why the name is easy to use, I guess.
Mogola said that there was another address on the docket for possession of unlicensed ammunition. Now, this is the address that they got after they found the black plastic bag. So can we say it still applies, while the one for March, is it March 2019 of the illegal substances, Yona, it has the correct address of 1818? How come this one where they found the ammunition with the plastic bag has the wrong address that Mogani insists that she saw?
This guy has a thing for 80s. 818, 1818.
So the judge asked that she shows counsel that docket. Mngomezulu in the docket, he read and saw the 1818 address, and he said that this could have been maybe human error, because it seemed like there were two addresses and one was not captured correctly, and Mogola was using that one that was captured incorrectly. And Mngomezulu said in the docket maybe there may have been a human error.
We are busy in court. Yeah. Someone is just busy.
It says it cannot be ignored as the person who was writing may have left out the number 1 before 8. Well, Mogola said that she was dealing with the facts that were before her, which was 1818, which is correct, by the way. Which is correct when she said it. She said 1818, which I requested in my colleague to go and check, because I was intending to prepare summons. So if he came back to say he was staying in the address 1818, I was still going to try an avenue of applying for summons rather than J50.
Yes, justifying why there was no summons.
Well, I agree with you. And when you applied for the issuing of the J50, accused number 1 was not yet arrested for being in possession of an unlicensed firearm, said Mngomezulu. Mogane said that the address are different. It was 818. Well, the judge sided with Mogola again, saying that her docket has more weight or something like that. The judge said your submission is that it was unlawful. Let's argue that. Argue that instead.
I like the fact that now they don't take that thing of argue that. That nonsense is crap.
Mngomezulu let it go. Fine. He let it go and moved on to the next question. When you approached accused number 1, what time was it? And Mogola said it was around 1. In order for you to secure the presence of accused number 1, you had to effect the arrest. And accused number 2 was arrested on the June 2020 for the Nongoma murder case. Up to this time, we don't have the docket. Mogola said, I hear you. It was submitted when the accused was arrested with the wrong case number, which constituted an unlawful arrest. Mogola said, I don't know what the counsel is talking about. Mngomezulu said, when Muzi was arrested on the 30th of May, he was booked out on case 2173 of 2019 and booked out on the 31st of May 2020. He was booked out on the same case. Mogola said, I hear you. You told the court that when there was an interview at Vosloorus, accused number 1 wanted to make admissions. And Mogola was now quiet. But he said it is not correct. She remembers the admission in relation to the murder of Senzo Meyiwa at the time. Well, she eventually caved in, and the accused was not charged for the death of Senzo Meyiwa. And Mngomezulu said Constable Buthelezi said there were 2 gentlemen, not 3. Mogane said accused number 1 was in the company of 2 gentlemen when he was apprehended. Mogane said that accused number 2 never told her that he resided with his uncle. He said he lives alone, according to Mogola's version. Then Mngomezulu said you took accused 1 to Litabo.
While on the other side, they are saying he said he lives with his uncle.
Yes. Was it Buthelezi who testified that he told us that he lives with his uncle? And yeah, so which one is which? Mogola then said, my lord, I don't know of any place called Litabong, and it is a lie that he was assaulted. Mogola said, I questioned him while we were at Vusumuzi at the hostel outside. Well, Mngomezulu said that there's no such place called Vusumuzi Hostel. There are 2 hostels in Vusumuzi, and none of them is called Vusumuzi. So Vusumuzi is the area where he was residing. There's no such hostel called Vusumuzi. And Mogola said, what I can say is that he took us there. Mngomezulu said he was assaulted and then he messed himself up. Mogola said it's not true, it's lies. He asked to change his trouser. Mogola denied the accused messed himself up in his pants as a result of the assault by police on that day, which is the reason they took him home to change his pants. She says the reason he changed his pants is that Sibia was uncomfortable with going to prison in his Brentwood. Mngomezulu then said he has never taken any of you to a hostel. And Mogola said he did take us to a hostel on that day. Mngomezulu then said, according to you, accused number 1 never entered Basotong hostel with you. And Mogola said that incident happened in the 2nd of June 2020. Mngomezulu said the confession was made on the day he was arrested. And Mogola said yes. Mngomezulu said, were you present when he was taken to Diepkloof police station for the confession? And Mogola said, I was present when he was handed over to Constable Monaring and Maphumulo. Mngomezulu then said the evidence of Buthelezi says at all times they were at Ayrton and could testify that he'd seen the accused being taken to Diepkloof police station. Mogola said, I'm not sure what the question is. You asked if I was present when the accused was taken, and I said I was present when he was handed over for that. Mngomezulu said the accused was booked back at 1:40 at Valeria police station, and Mogola said that's correct, my lord. The estimated time that he was booked out for was 14 hours. And Mogola said, yes, you can estimate, my lord. Then the next day, the 31st, he was booked out again. And Mogola said, that's correct. A confession has already been made before Colonel Mboto. Was there any charge preferred against him for murder? And Mogola said, no, my lord. What was the reason? And Mogola said, my lord, I think you can take up that question with Brigadier Gininda, as he's the lead investigator. So Mngomezulu asked, you switched on the cell phone of accused number 1, and that is when you found the name of Mkhulu. Mogola said, the person who told me about Mkhulu was Brigadier Gininda after the accused had been taken to the confession. And he told me I would have to follow up on that. So there was an adjournment of the court. I believe more that the phone was taken and looked and they found Mkhulu. I don't believe that it gave. Why would you give your sangoma away?
For what?
If Mkhulu was even his sangoma, why would you give your sangoma away?
For what?
To the police. For what reason?
For what?
So I'm inclined to believe they just took his phone and they like searched and they're like, this looks like a witch doctor.
Mm-hmm. Let's
go. That is believable, in my opinion. Because whatever they're saying, it doesn't make sense. Okay, the police, their testimonies are not making any sense. So guys, you can call in. I'm done with my summary.
Yes. Before you call in, please like the video.
Okay, like the video, guys. Protocol observed. We hit the like button over here. Asnamona. We hit that like button. We hit it. Okay. So guys, hit that like button, please. I'm reminding you, and then we can open the line so that you guys can share your opinions and thoughts about what you thought of Mogola's cross-examination. I knew it was somehow going to be like this.
Twist and turn.
I could sense it with the story sakhe singahlangani zolo under examination in chief that she is going to be in trouble with cross-examination. It's hard to keep up with the lies. They become like a mushy mesh. I'm a bad liar.
Allegedly. Not saying that is lying.
Okay, allegedly.
Mm-hmm.
Allegedly, to cover ourselves and the platform. But I'm a bad liar. Ne? What makes me a bad liar is because the stories become mushy-meshed in my head. I can't memorize a script. You guys, we can plan together, we can talk together, we can say, this is what
who created the story of an intruder at first place? I think you would need to go back to, is it episode 2 of the documentary?
Yeah, episode 2.
There were people who were there who were not supposed to be there.
No, it's episode 3.
There were people who were there, I would say, in my own opinion, who are not supposed to be there.
No, it's episode 1.
Yes.
Sorry, my apologies.
And they are there in that documentary, I think. You would find
they had no business being there.
They had no business
in
being there.
Way.
Yes.
So
and obvious is my own opinion.
That's the version that
I don't want to say people's name.
That's the version that they say they received, that they were intruders.
Mm-hmm.
The initial... Okay, let me shut up.
Let's shut up. Because you're going to be saying people's name.
Let me... Like I was saying, guys, it's so difficult for me...
Go back and check also our video. And also watch documentary. In that, if you are confused in a documentary, come back and check our review on it. Then you'll understand.
Yeah, check the review. I think it would be best if you just go watch the review, child, because even in the documentary, if you're not attentive, you're gonna miss it.
When you see people talking with conviction, you're like, oh,
yeah, just
you
go
won't
to
see that.
Go to our review of the first episode. Just go there quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Go there and look look at it.
So guys, you
we
can
are
call.
not
Please like the video though. You can call.
paid.
I
Yeah.
just missed one person. Please call again.
It's hard to memorize.
Did you guys
this
hear
script.
how her voice quickly went down when Mngomezulu mentioned the AVL for the first time in the cross-examination? Hey, the AVL is giving people...
Sleepless nights.
But anything can change, man. Anything can change. Anything can change.
Remember, the AVL has to coincide with the Google map.
Mm-hmm.
And if it comes out to looking unique and special,
They are more accurate. Even the house can change. It was 1818 to 818.
8, while Google is saying otherwise. So, if it comes back looking unique and special, hi, sizothi hi khona, South Africa.
Ziyabuya South Africa. It's coming back.
So, guys, are you gonna call in?
Well, they don't want to call. They are saying no. Hey, guys, sleep early. But let's have few people. Just few people. Then we can go. Obviously, it's a long day tomorrow. Ansi Kemo, thank you, guys. Thank you. But call. You can still call. Zaman Kwabe. I'm just going to be checking the names while I'm doing that. She sounds young. She is not old. Yeah, she is not old. She doesn't look old.
She is not old. Spoken like.
She's not old. She doesn't look old. I guess. From the voice. Just saying. Okay, Emil. One person called, didn't get us. He's not calling back.
Please call back. Please call again. Because otherwise, we are tired. We are going to leave. Otherwise, we are calling it an early night. So please call in. 2 minutes. After 2 minutes, siyayivala.
What? Hey, Sizu, you're dreaming when?
Me.
Sizu
I'm
is dreaming.
What is he saying, Sizu?
The first police to listen to this intruder thing must be arrested. Why are we here, Gant? Hello, Mzanzelo. Mzanzelo. How are you? How are you?
Baby.
Yes, sir. How are you?
Yeah.
Why is the line so bad?
Line so bad. Can I check the next caller? You'll call again?
Please call again. Take the next one. Why is the line
Mzansi,
so
hello?
awful?
Oh, right. Hey, Sizu. Mzansi, hello.
Kuti kunjani?
Sikhona bhuti njani?
Siphila nathi molo sizinawa apha ecaleni.
Yebo.
Hey, ndivuke ebuthongeni apha. Gqoma, hey, ndiphosile izolo kudala ndifowuna xa ifowuna ndaza bezisenzekani apha kuni izolo.
Yeah. Kuyenzeka into zabelungu.
Hey, hayi man ndicathukiswa ngabantwana bakaGininda. Apha bamoyika lo mdidi uGininda aba bantu bonke. Hey, baxolele nantoni as uba usiva ngoku most yezinto kuthiwa buza kuGininda. Yabo. And the difference ngoku iyayekela loo nto leyo ba okay fine makubuze kuGininda because suppose baphendula le nto bona bayaziyo. It's not to say no hayi buza uGininda. Eyona nto bendiyifowunela izolo izathi amadokethi athi la kokuthiwe azawufika ayefuna kudala.
Mngomezulu mentioned it, ne?
Sorry?
Mngomezulu mentioned it today.
Yes, but what wamenshine kudala ndilindile kuthiwe bathi hey amadokethi maweze la madokethi. Nanto ba asawukhukhwa ngapha eChina nala madokethi, yabo. azobuya nantsika in line or else babafuna ide ibe ngathi yalibaleka into yawo amadokodo. That's because kaloku amadokodo besaphosa kudala enantsikile ezile akusuba kuthiwa kuthiwa kugininda because most yezinto zigcinwa ukugininda eyo and lo sisi lo mama umfundisi yona into yakhe but I understand uba ujudge kunjani yabo sentsho xa sisebenzisa i-common sense ke ngothina abantu basebenzisa yona. That's because lo mama lona u-defensive and defensive nje akancedi state yebo. That's because kaloku bekusuppose uba unantsika ujudge even ujudge umkhola into order. That's because uzawuphazamisa naye xa sekufuneka uba akhuphe i-judgment yebo. Uzayikhupha njani xa engasentsho xa abantu bedoja kangaka uba baphendule ii-questions. That's because ii-questions ezisimple bazawujikeleza batye ixesha. That's because ujaji yena nto ayigadileyo ugade nje imistake encinci enziwe i-defense ibe ngathi yinto enkulu elo xesha uyabayeka la bantu laba. You see?
Yes.
Otherwise mna bendifowunela izolo nje uba ndifuna amadokethe ade eze i-information eninzi ekuthiwa mabaze nayo inantsika state abezi nayo bathatha ixesha elide bayokhupha ke ngoku into entsha ningayazi noba isuka phi engeyiyo le bekuthiwe mabeze nayo yabo. I can't wait for into endiyibonayo ngoku endiyithandayo bhuti enye uMngomezulu usebenzisana kakhulu nonantsika nomshololo yabo. That's because uMngomezulu ulay ground yabo afike ke ngoku unantsika umshololo atheke even nango I can't wait you see for umshololo ugudi unantsika utata uMngomezulu and manthi ndithanda i-teamwork yabo boyi-two yebo. Urata iyambetha urata kakhulu yebo.
Yamlimaza right.
Otherwise enkosi bhuti mandiyekele nabanye i-2% yam nami leyo.
Thank you. Mzanzelu.
Hello, my lord.
My lord.
Sikhona
My
mfethu
lord,
njani?
I woke up, my lord.
Sikhona
I said,
njani?
my lord.
Yaphila. Man ngifuna ukucleara lento lena ngoba lento yabomamfundisi ngiphoqa abomamfundisi labantu labo start ename ababizwa ngayo mabo captain babizwa abomamfundisi aso mamamfundisi wamampela just ile igama ababizwa ngalo ukuthi babo mamamfundisi bawabopha ucaptain.
Okay.
Yeah, ngifuna just ukucleara lapho ngoba hey bazokhala abomamfundisi beza umamfundisi bakhuluma amanga kanje. Alright, ngiyabonga.
Thank you. Emeli interpret.
So apparently Mamfundisi is a name that is given to female captains in the police force. It's a general term for them female captains or females in leadership positions. They are called Abu Mamfundisi. And he said something about the judge. The judge gets annoyed.
That's the first caller.
That's the first caller. Yeah, what else did he say?
He likes the teamwork of Mshololo.
He likes the teamwork of Mshololo and Advocate Mngomezulu.
Yes.
And that's it, guys. Translated.
Yeah, so I was still addressing the Sizwe story that hey, people must be arrested. And why are we here, Sis? Why are we here? Hey, guys, please call. Let me see. Because this witness calls my Lord after each word in her lies, allegedly. Allegedly, everything said here.
In her vocabulary, my Lord is is a term that has been exhausted over 1,000 times. Like I feel like if I were to count, it is a lot of my lords.
If I was to give you 1,000
My
every
lord.
time it says my
My
lord,
lord.
how much
My
much
lord.
would you have?
Yes, my lord, we were driving, my lord. And then we got off the car, my lord. And after we got off the car, my lord, we ate.
It's no longer my lord,
She
it's my
even
lord.
mentioned something about them eating with accused number one. I left it out. They said they were eating with accused number one. They bought him food.
Oh, they fooled her there. They started with that Dior, and then they said no, accused number one is actually saying
He did not eat. No food was offered to him. So yeah, guys, it's a lot going on with Mamfundisi.
it's Zambaki.
It's a lot.
No, guys, if you guys don't want to call, I think the people that call should do. We do give people a chance to call, don't we?
Yes, we do.
Because we want to hear. And everything that is said here is obviously the views of the people that are calling, our callers and our listeners. And our views also are not associated with the channel. They're just our independent views. Channel is an independent entity.
Yes.
Does not have to suffer the consequences.
The views and opinions expressed are that of the viewers and the callers.
Right.
As well as the hosts,
guys,
as
I'm going to
individuals.
close. Let me just read
not
people's
that of the
name
channel.
because it's Net, Mandisa, and Space Pay, Dibuo, Tulitus SD, then Zaman Kwabe, Hlaulekani, Colin Lovu, Mimi Loliwe,
Yep.
Nosicelo, and Sizum Gaga, Tabsile, Lulama, Tokozo Mpele. Let's see who else I'm leaving. Sia Skulu, Tolo Moloto, Zozo Mahlangu, Siyabulela Mzizi, Ansi K Moyo, our moderator. Tapsi,
Yes.
okay. Let me see. Olani Jr. Let's see who I have not. Yeah, Emily. Yeah, I think I have almost gotten everyone. Please like the video, and let's see if. Yeah.
Okay, can I throw something that is a bit off topic?
All right.
About what happened on Sunday.
What happened on Sunday?
Kelly was stealing Togozo's shine,
Stealing.
in my opinion.
Okay.
Like Untogozo won 3 awards, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, it's long overdue. Togozo can sing. Why is she throwing a tantrum, Mumunyu sis?
Well, she deserves. Numbers speaks for themselves.
Numbers speak for themselves.
Emily, please answer Jace for me. How did she know about the AVL not being installed on the VW Golf and not knowing if the other cars were fitted with devices? Oh, that one you're not going to get. Basically, in a nutshell, they're saying you're not going to get anything anytime anymore, actually. Because you see what this is doing, what this AVL is doing. It might break this whole case.
So are you saying that for any more other vehicles that may be
AVL
called
won't be
upon,
installed
the AVL will
conveniently? What do you think?
not be installed in those vehicles?
Yes.
And I'm wondering, the white BMW, it looks like it's been taken away. Like, why?
Oh, DJ Oza. I'm hoping I'm calling it correctly. Now I do call your name. Correct me if I'm wrong. Joseph Pir Sanbonan. Yay, Joseph, we are going. And if you guys are not calling,
guys are not calling, so we are bouncing.
Kudakwashe.
You can see y'all are sleeping. It's been a long day. Y'all are tired. Okay.
Yeah, it's been a long day and a long week. Mpodi. Patience M. Judge was angry today. He's always angry, this man, when it's time for cross-examination.
He's always angry.
He's always angry. Like,
what is the point? Get to the point. No, you can listen to Advocate Baloy ramble around in circles and circles and asking
leading
about
evidence
one thing
sometimes.
You listen, you are patient, no interruptions, nothing. But as soon as the defense starts cross-examining, what is the point? We've been listening to you for 15 minutes, asking about the road.
Nyasha, thank you.
Ay, my pelele case. Let's trial within a trial, my pele. So that we move on
So
with
this
our
is
lives.
Christmas, manje. Iduki iko.
Ow.
Aye.
Ow. I don't. Ow, bagiti. No. Yegela look Foster. Just, it's a rap. Judge Rata, do the right thing. We are Bonella now. We would say, hi, bo. If you have to fight as much and we forget that you're a judge and you're a prosecutor, now we are Bonelli Simugutinjani.
You are busy fighting the
You can see the
battles that don't
situation.
need you.
Yes, you can see the situation. I'm sure you can feel it, you can sense it. That's why your instincts are high on alert. You're remembering your prosecutor days. You're like, hey. You can see, man. You can see. Let it go. Before you embarrass the SAPS. Okay, just Hopadile, banna, hopadile.
We missed your number, Joseph, maybe. It does happen. But next time, Brian Stolle. I laughed a lot. We are happy that you find something here. Emily, anything? Guys, I pray at 12 and wait while listening.
Batho,
Hey.
prioritize prayer. Prayer is important. Silwa nemimoya.
Believe that prayer changes.
Silwa nemimoya. You must pray. Yo, put prayer first. Ziyabuya la emhlabeni
Yeah.
kaJehova.
Get to the point. Get to the point. You know, finger licking good. Bye, guys.
Okay, guys, bye. We'll see each other next time.
Before we say something.
Is it